Ik scheid op het afval. Ik hoop dat je iets aan hebt. De hoeren in Amsterdam zijn wel een beetje duur. Hallo allemaal, Dutch used to be. Welcome to this video about really dirty, filthy mistakes. A couple of days ago, I posted a call for funny mistakes on Instagram and Facebook because I wanted to make a video about funny mistakes. Yes. And then lots of you replied. Thank you for that, by the way. And now I collected all of these mistakes, but there's so many, and most of those are so hilarious, that I decided to make a couple of videos. And in this video, I collected some mistakes that are a little bit dirty. The first mistake is something that you might recognize as well, because it's huur versus hoer. The U sound in Dutch is a little bit difficult for most of the students who start learning Dutch because, yeah, it's close to the U and it's a little bit different than in most languages. So the U sound gets pronounced as an U very often. And then we have this word huur, of huren, of huurhuis, that, yeah, lots of students get to use if they move to the Netherlands and want to rent a house. Maybe you recognize this, that in the beginning you said hoer instead of huur. So you're not the only one, and lots of students, they gave this as an example in the Instagram post and on Facebook. And I want to give 2 examples of those. The first one was from someone saying, instead of asking my partner if he has paid the rent, I have asked if he has paid the prostitute. Yes, because hoer means whore, prostitute. Or did she just, want to say huur? Heb je de huur betaald? Instead of heb je de hoer betaald? Also, one of you said, hello Kim, when we moved to the Netherlands and we were looking for a house for rent, my husband told an estate agent that we were looking for a hoerhuis. Hoerhuis, meaning of course, huurhuis. Yeah, and another student of mine once said, de hoeren in Amsterdam zijn wel een beetje duur. Yeah, not sure actually about the price of the prostitutes, but of course he meant that the rents, they are high. So how do you say that? You would say, de huur in Amsterdam is een beetje hoog. The second one is, ik hoop dat je iets aan hebt. What's the story behind this? A student of mine helped me out a long time ago, and at the end she said, ik hoop dat je iets aan hebt. I was like, shit, did I forget to put on clothes? No. Okay. What she asked here was, I hope you're wearing something. Ik hoop dat je iets aan hebt. She wanted to say, I hope this was useful for you. So the sentence was almost complete. We just needed to insert the word er. You know, that very, very, very annoying word, er. Ik hoop dat je er iets aan hebt. Why we use er here, that's a long story. If you want to learn more about that, you can watch this video. The third one, that was a response from one of you guys. Mag ik de billen? Okay, no, please, they're mine. So apparently one of you asked for the bill and said this, mag ik de billen? So you see, this is a funny false friend in English and Dutch because, yeah, like I said, billen means but. The fourth one is better also not to ask a Dutch person unless it's your lover. And that is, ben je klaargekomen? Like, that's none of your business. Yeah, so, if you ask that, it's like, did you climax? If you have to ask your partner this, well, no, let's not give any sex advice here. Let's just teach you Dutch. This is a German false friend. So for you guys, you Germans, don't ask this. I know that in German, klaarkomen is a verb that you use for something like, do you get along with someone? Do you understand something? In my point of view, you can also ask this if something worked out, but I'm not sure. This is always what I thought. So if you want to ask if someone gets along with someone, you can say, kunnen jullie met elkaar overweg? And did you understand something? That is, heb je het begrepen? And if you want to ask if someone is finished or something, then, or if it's finished, if it worked out, you can either ask, ben je klaar? Of is het gelukt? And again, I'm not 100% sure about this last thing, so please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. The fifth one, that was also a very popular answer, that was geil versus geel. Okay, now I'm pronouncing it like ail. Of course, when I talk more smoothly, it's geil versus geel. Do you hear a difference? And can you pronounce the difference yourself? Well, apparently lots of students have problems because when they want to say geel, which is yellow, they say geil. Right? Yeah. Now I'm confused. Dus deze kleur is geel. Niet deze kleur is geil. Nee, this color is not horny. This color is yellow. Someone said in the comments, I'm not going to explain the story. Well, if you start saying this, I get really more curious about it, of course. But he continues, let's say my friends think I have a weird fetish. And then also we have the word gul, and gul means generous. Okay, so now repeat after me. Geil, geel, gul. Geil, geel, gul. Now faster. Geil, geel, gul. 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 Perfect! The sixth one. Number 6. Those are 3 words that are a little bit more disgusting. They don't have to do with sex this time, but with poo and shit. So they are scheid, stront, and poep. These were also examples from students. The first one, someone ordered poepensoep instead of pompoensoep. So poo soup instead of pumpkin soup. Poepensoep, but no, pompoen soup. The second one is stront instead of strand. So stront means also poo and strand is beach. I got 2 nice examples of you guys. The first one, ik hou van wandelen op het strand. I like walking on the pool. No, ik hou van wandelen op het strand. The second one, stronthuis instead of strandhuis. Stronthuis, like pool house, when they want to say strandhuis, so beach house. And the last one was ik scheid op het afval instead of ik scheid het afval. So if you want to say I am separating different kinds of garbage, like paper, plastic, glass, other waste, then it's afval scheiden. Ik scheid het afval. The second one, ik scheid op het afval, is like I'm pooping on the garbage. Why not? I mean, it's already dirty. It's weird, but yeah, at least it's already dirty. So, ik scheid het afval, ik scheid op het afval. Then the last one, and that is opgewonden versus enthousiast. So also I'm gonna read out loud the example that someone gave. I was speaking with a woman at a cafe about a topic that we shared in common, and I really liked that topic. So I wanted to say that I got really excited talking about the subject. I said, ik ben zo opgewonden. Thinking it meant I'm so excited. But then from her expression, I saw she interpreted in another way, meaning like I'm so turned on. Ja, dus ik ben opgewonden. You could say it in a context, if you know from the context that you're excited, it is possible, but most of the times it gets interpreted as I'm turned on. Ik ben opgewonden. This gets me so excited. How would we say that even? Dit is zo interessant. Dit is zo leuk. I'm not 100% sure. At least don't say ik ben opgewonden. Not to a stranger who doesn't know you yet. Okay, these were the examples, the dirty, filthy ones. And thank you all so much for all your responses. Like I said, I'm gonna make a couple of more videos. So if you, first of all, if you recognized one of these that I listed today, let me know in the comments. Second, if you know some other funny mistakes that you made or you heard other people make, then please share them as well. So maybe I can also use those in my new video. And yeah, if you're not subscribed yet, but you think this was funny, then subscribe and please give it a like. If you didn't like it, you can also dislike it. Feel free to give your opinion. And yeah, then I wish you all a really great day. I see you in the next video. Bye. Oh nee. Doei.